Hello friends, welcome back. Here are some of my Vandaceous orchids in buds and blooms for you all to enjoy. But the video is not going to be about these happy orchids. It is going to be about these two, the ones that are having some rotting issues going on. We are experiencing thunderstorm and rains on and off for about a week now, and last couple of days I was not at home to check on my orchids and take necessary action, and these there were some casualties, and these two are the worst affected ones. They were blown away by the wind and were lying on the wet ground for a while. So there are some obvious mechanical damages to the leaves, but something more serious is also going on. You can see there are some spots and patches. This is rot. Such rot can happen if the vandas are outdoors and they receive continuous rains for days, and they don't get time to dry in between. Continuous rains, high humidity, along with the upright growing habit of vandas, these all together can play a role in rot issues in case of orchids, both crown rot, leaf rot, everything. The water, it gets trapped in between the leaves, more so in case of strap leafed vandas. The water, it gets trapped in between the leaves and it can cause crown rot. This one seems to be more severely affected. See, the leaves have blackish brownish spots. These are actually depressed and wet spots, and if I press those, they will exude some infective fluid. I'm not an expert, so I can't tell for sure whether it's a bacterial or a fungal kind of rot, but my treatment regime is broad spectrum, which targets both. This one over here, you can see the crown portion, the newest leaf is also affected. It's brownish, it's somewhat looking mushy, and it's rotting. Whether the rot has spread to the crown portion or not, we can confirm it by pulling this leaf. Don't be too harsh, just a gentle tug. If this new leaf it comes off, that means the crown is definitely affected and the plant won't grow any further in this axis. The only hope will be that the plant produces kikis from the sides or the base. But I am lucky the infection has not spread to the crown yet. There is still some green portion in this new leaf, and vandas, they are quite hardy. So what happens in this case, if everything goes all right, is that this new leaf it will continue growing. The rot it will halt, and only a small portion of the leaf it will stay affected. The affected portion it will dry, and rest of the leaf it continues growing as normal, and the plant will continue growing as normal. I have already isolated these two. Now with a pair of sterile scissors, which I have sterilized by cleaning with alcohol wipes, I will try to remove all the infected tissue. The gloves I am wearing is just, I don't want to touch the foul smelling exudate. The leaves which are less affected, there is no need to remove them fully. We can remove the affected portion like this. I am cutting into healthy tissue at least about zero 0.5 to 1 centimeter away from the affected patch. And if multiple patches are there on a leaf, then that leaf is almost wholly affected. Then we can remove the whole leaf, cut it as close as to the stem as possible. You can see how I am removing some. See, this is what I was telling about. See how these spots, they are oozing out infective fluid. So I have removed majority of the infected tissue. This is what I am left with. Now I will spray 3% hydrogen peroxide on both the plants thoroughly, and more focus on the crown portion. If you have 3% strength hydrogen peroxide, then no need to dilute, you can use it as it is. The oxidation process takes about 15 to 20 seconds. So after that, after you stop hearing the fizzy noise, the hydrogen peroxide has done its work and it's just regular plain water now. At this point you can hang this orchid upside down to let all the water to trickle down, or what I do is simply leave the fan on for a few minutes, like 15 to 20 minutes, and you can also wipe off the excess water with a paper towel. Now I will leave these two to dry and I will clean up the area. Already I have removed the polythene sheet on which I had placed the orchids before, and I had put the infected tissue. I have also cleaned these hanging wires, metal wires, with alcohol wipes, as I don't know if these were in touch with those wet spots and these may be carrying that bacteria or fungi. So it's to be on the safer side, I'll wipe those as well. Everything is clean and the water has also dried. Now I will apply some powdered cinnamon to the crown portion of this one, and the cut portions of the leaves on both, and any miscellaneous suspicious spots if you see. Cinnamon here acts as a desiccant and it dehydrates soft, wet, rotting portion, and it acts both as an antibacterial and antifungal agent. I have been using cinnamon and peroxide to treat rot for quite a while, and I haven't felt the need to use any commercial fungicide yet. If you use one, then you can use it instead of cinnamon. I simply avoid fungicides because they are very poisonous, and I have a toddler who shows great interest in orchids and gardening in general, so I don't want her to touch fungicide laden leaves. We all know pros and cons of fungicides. If you apply carefully without any exposure, then well and good, and I simply can't make up my mind to use fungicide just yet. So that's all friends, this much is enough to save your precious orchid. If the crown is severely affected and the infection is spreading, then sometimes you may have also to cut the portion of the stem from top to save the bottom portion, which will later produce kikis. If the crown is spared, if everything goes well, then this orchid will grow as before. The crown is luckily spared in these two, and they have a bunch of remaining healthy leaves, and the root system is also not that bad. So I am positive that these two will survive. For now I will keep them in shade in my balcony, where it will be easier for me to observe them, and the ventilation is also good here. And I have to be very careful while watering. No water should stagnate on the leaves. I will not water them for at least a couple of days, and after that only I will spray on the root portion. So that's all friends, that's how I handle rot in case of vandas. Hope you find this video helpful, and if you do, then please like and comment. That keeps me motivated to post more such videos. If you haven't already, then do subscribe to my channel. So thanks again for watching. Bye bye.